Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hey, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. East versus West press conference is done in the book. I'm not crying. You're crying. It was weird. I made that prediction video about Joh Brzenk a few weeks ago, and I just didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. And even John was getting emotional, and it was like, oh man, I was right. Probably the only prediction I didn't want to get right. Notice the changes that they've been making at East versus West, and some of them have been great. Some of the changes have been great. I've seen a couple of pics of the, like the interviews that they've been doing. The interviews. Love that new backdrop that they're doing. Love that new backdrop. Looks like they're in a sports studio. Looks like they're in, ESPN. I thought that's been great. I did like that, in particular with certain matches, they would go to the VIP questions. I thought that was a nice change because it was like, right, we've got you. And it's funny because, like, for years, I've been banging my head up with a lot of these ideas, and I've been telling them, and then they go out and do it. But I thought it was great. Okay, the same four people asked the questions, but for me, it didn't matter. It was like, all right, I think they first introduced it with John Terrian and Giannis. So I could be wrong. But it was just great that they just went, right, what do you think? What do you think? Right, let's go ask a few questions in the crowd. And you could tell with the VIPs, they are seeing these guys as megastars. They're seeing that, with the poster on the wall, their favorite athlete, they're seeing some incredible things. So a couple of questions are a bit odd, but I enjoyed that aspect of it. 13 matches. Before, I think they're improving on a few things, and I'll get to your guys' comments in a moment. For me, Hunter Knopfs is him. He's the man. Love it. Exactly what I'm after in an athlete. It's trash talking, but he's just talking about that he's strong. It's charismatic. It's energetic. It just brings life to the same old standard. One of the setbacks, I don't really want to talk about setbacks. Translators, translate while the guy is talking. That's my word of advice. My man Alex, I think his name's Alex. He's something else on Instagram. He's always good at that, but this time felt a bit short. I don't know if the translators were starstruck. I don't know if the translators got lost, being up there on stage. It could have been their first time. I'm not too sure. I don't know many of the translators, but that was my thing. Hey, Fishlip, what's going on? Yeah, it felt like last match vibes, but you never know. Look, back surgery in your 60s. Look, John may come back, but it's going to be a very long time. So we'll just take it for what it is. I mean, after his comeback match with Chan, sure. I was like, man, I got to see him pull once live, like on me bloody YouTube. And then he had a second match against Dimitri Kachan. And then it was like, oh, so for me, I've always, and even speaking to John in his house, speaking to John at King of the Table, over dinner and things like that, I've always, like, man, you got another match in you? Oh, you got another, even when he took an L against Devon, it's like, man, you got another one in you? You got another one in you? So that was a bit different. Roger says, hey, Jake, that was amazing. That was a great press conference. I started tearing up when John was talking. How could you not when you love the sport? I don't know. I pretended, but yeah, I think in my mind, I've always treated every one of John's matches for the last match. And it's one of those things you probably don't want to believe, but we're going to believe. And you're just a bit like, oh, man, we'll see what happens there. It was better than last time. Overall improvement. Hunter was ready to Dagestan wrestle Mindy on stage, and that's what I like. Look, you don't need people to fight. You don't need, but that part of it for me was exciting. That part of me really enjoyed it. Travis Bajan, on the other hand, hilarious, charismatic. Ivani Prudnik. Oh, Trav. It's not like it's a puller we're not too sure of. You know, he might not know who Joseph Moranto is. But then nails Kitagali Ongabaev's name, but can't get Yevgeny Prudnik's name. I don't know if he doesn't like him and he's just going like, oh, yeah, man, you know, Ivani and wanting to annoy him. But I was like, oh, damn, man, damn, that's not ideal. But I did have a good laugh about it when he said it. I had to double check because it started at like 3 a.m. here in Australia. I was like, did he just say Ivani? I had to rewind it. Hey, Nathan, what's going on, mate? G'day, Andy. King Huddle. I prefer the seated at the table press conference to this version. It's more professional. I prefer the one-on-one. I don't like because King, and I'll tell you a few reasons why. Because you're only focused on the athletes that the match is talking to. Sometimes with the seated one, and you got to take forever to pass the microphone down, and then they get it. Someone who is like, just say, I've done my spiel, then the person next to me is having theirs. Straight away, I'll go on my phone. Where's my phone? Yeah. And it appears that I'm not interested, you know, because a lot of the times people are just checking the comments. So you're really just focused on the match. Then if a match isn't, not so much the match isn't excited, but if an athlete doesn't enjoy being up there, short, sharp, and they get out of there, I like that there was only one host. There wasn't Neil and Engen and Levan and Krill and Morozov and 8 special guests. It was Neil and it was Travis. It was like, right, bang, bang. And it still went for 2 hours, but didn't feel like a long 2 hours. So they got that right, where all the others are 3 hours and it's just like, cool. It's just Neil and Engen talking and throwing it to the special guests. And it's like, oh, man, come on, get on with it. But I like, because Uncle John and I started this format in Ireland 2 and a bit years. I'm trying to think now, was it 2 years ago? And we introduced it, and we had the beer can across the head and things like that. And then introduced it to King of the Table. It was like, this one's way better. It's way better. That's in my opinion. I know some people prefer it, the table thing, but I thought this one was a lot better. Leia, what up? Big expectations for this event. When's Sly making an appearance? Sly cost a lot of money because we tried to get him to Australia for our over the top. Hey, James, my man. Hope you're settling well, superstar. Can't wait to see your next matchup. Oh, man. Absolutely love James Wall. Can't hate James Wall. James Wall gets it as well. If you go watch James Wall in any match, get stuck into the crowd, aggressive on the table. He's a top draft pick of mine. If I'm starting a promotion, I'm getting James Wall on there. He barely asked nothing to help hype up the matches. I thought he asked. I'll tell you the one thing. I thought he asked plenty of questions. The athletes look relaxed. The athletes look happier at this event. I don't know if Robert's got some magic juice going, but everyone just looks better, happier, more relaxed, excited. Yeah, not walking on eggshells. There's just a different vibe at this one, and I'm happy for it. Like I said, I liked the backdrop of the studio. There was nothing wrong with sitting in a beautiful, nice conference room when Ray was doing it, but this time it's a nice backdrop. It's beautiful. The press conference made me more excited to watch Hunter pull because we haven't seen him in a while. He dominated the press conference. What else have we got? Yeah, I loved how fast it seemed to go. Loved how fast it seemed to go. Okay, cool. Thank you for the super sticker, Fish Lip. It's going to be awesome. It's going. Thank you. It felt like Travis was rushing into it. So for Travis, this time, just seemed like run of the mill. Okay, another one. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Pay me. I'm out of here. Travis is cool, and he was entertaining at times, but yeah. Corey West almost made it through in beating Devon in the mind games. He almost made it through. And then he picked up the Ozempic, and you could just tell in his voice he's sick of the fat jokes. And, you know, Corey's been copping it since he was a kid. And when you're copping the same joke, and it's the only way people can make fun of you, and someone that has been overweight for a bit of their life, it sucks and rocks you to the core because it's something you can't change straight away, or it's something that you constantly work at. You constantly try and change things and nothing happens. So, you know, it's like, oh, I mean, you've got a shit beard or you're a terrible arm wrestler. Well, you can go, you know, you go to training, you can fix something straight away, you know, move your hand or, you know, go inside, go outside top roll. You know, you got a shit beard where you can trim it. You can change it straight away. You got a shit haircut where you can just shave it off. You know, give it a style. But, yeah, he almost did it. And then I just saw Corey snap a little bit, snap back. And I was like, oh, man, you were doing so well. I was just having a look. Did we do green? No, we did green shoes for our Devon Larratt figure. Everybody seems to be in spirits. Andy, that is exactly what I'm alluding to. Exactly. Absolutely nailing it. Yes, there's a playfulness in everyone. Presser was good. They keep trying to improve. Yeah, Robert's having a crack. He's having a crack, and it seems like he's got more free reign at this one. You know, there's someone tapping him on the shoulder all the time. So, yeah, I quite enjoyed it. A little thing I didn't enjoy, and you guys let me know. I'm all for trying something new. Don't get me wrong. So just scroll down to the comments. I like trying something new, but bringing on that announcer to announce the face-offs, and then Neil was commentating in between the face-offs. I don't know. Didn't sit well with me. I didn't like either just have Neil do it or just have the other guy do it. And the other guy didn't really wow me. Thought, oh, they're bringing in this guy from the MMA world. Amazing. Stefan. Cool. And then I was like, oh, nah, probably rather hear Neil. So I was like, yeah. Sometimes if it's not broke, don't fix it. Or whatever that bloody saying is. Ivani. We'll just call it Ivani. Ivani Prudnik. And then once again, I felt bad for the guys that had audio issues at the start. I was like, man, come on now. So I'm hoping the crew just absolutely nailed tomorrow. For me, my picture was crisp. It looked unreal. I don't think any of my predictions have changed if you're going through the cards. So the aftermath of this, I thought Devon, once again, he won the mind games. He enjoyed his green Crocs because he got Corey right at the end. And then they had a bit of a play on a right arm. That was pretty fun. What have we got in the chat? Yeah, thought it was a bit awkward. Hey, Crazy Uncle Jim, what's happening, buddy? Long time no see. Hope to see you all tomorrow for the live commentary. My man, Nathan, I feel like a big thing we have in the community of folks we recognise. I was confused. Who's the guy doing the announcements? Get Travis or Neil back. Well, I don't mind them bringing in something new. Of course, I don't mind bringing something new because King of the Table brought me in. I was something new. But unfortunately, with the arm wrestling community, you've got basically one crack. You've got one shot at like nailing it, and it didn't go down that well. When am I going to do a podcast with Jerry? Hopefully soon. He had to go to New York for work. He had to go fix something up. So Jerry and I will do a show soon. Looking forward to that one. So many people. Reno's doing exams at the moment. He was going to come on the show. I've got some replies from Frank Lamparelli and Krasimir Kostadinov. I want to try and get both of them on the show. I need to go on the because they've got a match coming. And then soon as East versus West is finished, my main focus is on Bicep Bash, Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner. Got to chat with Scott Steiner the other day. What do you mean? We're great. I still am, Crazy Uncle Jim. I still am. Well, yes, they should have brought me over, but there's someone who runs the ship there. He's not a big fan of the Aussie arm wrestler, and that's okay. That's okay. I am enjoying staying at home. I really am. This is my first trip in about 6 months coming up to Vegas, and I've loved staying at home and got a bit too used to it. So a part of me is like, do I want to travel anymore? But when Tim Talmadge picks up the phone, you answer it because you know you got to get looked after really good. Roy Baker, what's going on, buddy? What do you think of the press conference? I won't be on for too much longer. I thought I'd just have a quick chat. I did enjoy bits and pieces. Looking forward to calling the matches. The Joh Brzenk. Oh, my God. Oh, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. The Drew says, when am I picking up from the airport? Speak to Tim Talmadge. I'm sure he'd love the help. Oh, no, I'll be on the flight with Tim Talmadge. Speak to Tim Talmadge. Because I'm going to Tim's house for a couple of days in Arizona beforehand. And then Tim and I will fly to Vegas together. So I'm not sure if message, get in contact with Tim Talmadge, Drew. He might need help. I don't know if he's organised any of it. You'd have to speak to him. I'm not on Discord anymore. I'm not on Discord. I deleted the app. I've probably still got my account, but I've deleted the app. I got rid of it. There's just too many. There's just too many to keep up with. I don't like it. Do you think controlling the table at the presser means anything? What do you mean, Joh? What do you mean? Do you think controlling the table at the presser? Nah, because that's almost like, if you talk the loudest, does that mean you win the argument? No. So, because some people are like really good arm wrestlers, they just don't like all of this. Dave Chafee, huge, one of the strongest to ever do it, doesn't like doing those things. Understands why he has to do it, but I tell Dave he gets every second event off because Dave. I'm very, very lucky Dave will always come on my show because he knows I'm going to look after him. There's no cheekiness. So I didn't get him on the show for this event, but with Dave, when your next match, he knows I'm coming after him for the next one. So overall, for me, it can always be shorter. It can always be shorter. I definitely give this one a pass. Hunter Offs was the man. Travis getting Evgeny Prudik's name right was a bit of a mishit for me. That new announcer and then Neil commentating in the face-offs, that was a miss for me. Enjoyed the Joh Brzenk moment. Loved that John was getting his moment. It was probably almost ideal that Yoshi had no idea what was going on. Not being able to understand. That's what I mean by no idea what's going on. Because then John could have his say and have his moment. It was one less person to try and interrupt. I've only been in John's career for a short amount of time. And, yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad. I've been in John's house. He's welcomed me into his home. So I'll be forever grateful, things like that. I've got a great photo on my phone. Myself, John, and Ron Barth, like the king of the table crew, but they both wanted to speak to me. Does John actually retire? We've almost guided him to it. Like when I made the prediction video and then like Engen mentioned something. So it's almost like the cat's out of the bag. So it's almost like fitting. Or the only way he does it is he goes, I'm going to have back surgery. And in 2028, motherfuckers, I'll be back. They're probably the only two ways to do it. If John doesn't say anything, then it'll be like, oh. But either way, it is great. Calling someone fat and non-stop isn't mind games. That's just being a bitch. It's a hard one because I'm chubby and I've been big, so I don't like it. It's not my favorite thing to be called. So, but then, that's like calling someone short. Sometimes some things, like Devon made the autism joke. Now, I know the autism community will hate that. Well, a lot of people hate that joke. For me, I stay away from when I do some trash talking or having fun with mates and everything. That's something that I stay away from. I spent 11 years in the disability field, so that's all for me. But I just think if you are clever, and Devon is clever, like I get, first of all, like good on him for getting a Ozempic. But if I was going to trash talk and get someone like Corey, I would have taken a different route. I don't know what, because like I'm ready to go back to bed in a minute, but we'll go from there. Stream quality was a positive. I could agree with you there. I did like it. I'm not sad. I'm glad we had the privilege to have a guy like him in our lifetime. Absolutely. Yeah. I grew up watching basketball. I saw Jordan. I've seen Brady. I've seen Gretzky, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, Joh Brzenk. It was good. Yeah, I'm liking it. So John, I don't think he will. He might make some local appearances to help out friends. But when I spend time, like I always compare Devon and John. When you spend time with Devon, that's all he wants to talk about. Arm wrestling, arm wrestling, arm wrestling. John probably rather talk about other stuff. So John, for me, like when you say sport ambassador type role, nah. John has done anything and everything. Shit. Sylvester Stallone based a character off Joh Brzenk. He doesn't need to do anything more. Of course, we want to see John turn up to events, meet and greets, shaking their hands, special guests, and he probably will be. But to be an ambassador type of role, I just want to let John go on his boat, ride off into the sea, and let him have it. Phil Woody, really bang. I miss it all. Just got him from work. Press a good entertainment from Devon as always. It was all right. I thought Hunter was better. Hunter Knopfs. Different format. I think you'll enjoy it, Phil. You've seen that format before. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Yeah, I think you have a point. Johnny's not the outgoing type of guy. Doesn't feel the need to be in the spotlight all that much. No, and he doesn't want to be, to be honest. John hates being called the GOAT. I've had multiple conversations with him. Oh, man, I don't like being called the great. So many great arm wrestlers out there. He's just so... Joh Brzenk is like the Michael Jordan of basketball. Never, ever calls himself the GOAT. Never, ever. You never hear Michael Jordan say, I'm the greatest of all time. Unlike that other loser basketballer. God, I can't stand him. But yeah, Joh Brzenk is our Michael Jordan, and I've loved it. From the moment I started watching arm wrestling, I've watched countless hours of Joh Brzenk. I've been able to shake the man's hand. I've been able to introduce him to the table many a times. I was there. Press conference, introductions, commentating, and post-match for Pulling John 2 when he was there with Alexei Voivoda. I was at the man's house in Arizona. He's come on my show a few times. John has been fantastic to me. And man, do I want to. Yeah, Travis could be like the LeBron James. Because Travis will always tell you, like LeBron wants to. That's why LeBron hates Stephen A. Smith. LeBron misses the Diddy parties. I'm with you, Drew. I like Travis. I don't like LeBron. I reckon that'll do. Little quick, 28 minutes because I need all my rest. I'm commentating for about 6-7 hours today for Aussie Rules Footy. Then I've got to get my rest for the live commentary tomorrow. I'll make sure you buy the pay-per-view. It's going to be great. I'm out of here. I've got a few people in Texas I've got to have a quick phone call with. Guys, take care. See you tomorrow. I'll probably be on about 90 minutes, an hour to 90 minutes before the event starts. See you there. What quite possibly be Joh Brzenk's last match.